It was weeks before Christmas, and all through the shop, Santa was buried in a rich mix of snow and snow. He tallied and guessed which toys would delight him, but without any data, he worked.
Test, test, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. We are ready to roll in 60 seconds. Well, it's so great to see everybody. I'm WTOL 11 Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers, and here we go. Another round of wintry weather that's going to be hitting the area. So great to have everybody on this now snowy Monday evening. We had one round of snow over the weekend, another round already now for our first evening in December. And here we go. Great to have everybody along that's joining us here on WTOL 11 YouTube page. If you could do me a favor, if you want to interact, I'm going to be monitoring some of the comments on the YouTube page. So if you have questions, tell me where you're coming in from, where you're watching from. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about the snow potential in your neighborhood as well. If you're watching on WTOL 11+, we also appreciate you having you along there. A free download on your smart TV. And if you haven't done it yet and you're on our YouTube page, I certainly recommend it. We're going to be providing all kinds of great stuff over the course of the winter season. To keep you connected essentially around the clock with the changes in our weather. We're going to get rolling here in just a few moments. Love watching this YouTube page. We've got dozens and dozens of people now that are tuning in, and I think that number is only going to grow. So go ahead and let me know what you're doing on the YouTube page. If you're hoping for some snow, wintry weather, and getting some more snow accumulations out of this. Once again, as we get going just moments from now, as more and more people join in, I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers here at WTOL 11, and we've got a weather impact alert day as snow works into the area. So we've got some snow lovers out there, I have a feeling, and maybe a few kids that are hoping for a snow day, so to speak, as we get into tomorrow morning. We'll talk chances on that coming up in a few moments. But yes, snow has arrived into the area, and we're going to continue to monitor that snow. Coming out of northern Indiana, the first batches of snow that made their way into northwest Ohio started a little after 6 p.m. So roadways are going to quickly become slippery because the key to this system is we are well below freezing. There's no question of how this precipitation is going to fall. It is all going to be in the form of snowflakes and some fluffier snowflakes that will be possible. So keep that in mind. It is something that is all going to be in the form of frozen precipitation. Doppler radar and temperatures show that quite clearly. So do you have snow yet in your area? If you're in Bowling Green, Findlay, back toward Ottawa, Defiant, Williams County, Napoleon, Wauseon, yeah, I suspect you do have snow. Not quite yet for some of our communities east of I-75, although it would show up on radar as indicating some snow in these areas out toward Fremont, Tiffin, Port Clinton, Sandusky, and Norwalk. I suspect that's a little bit of virga, which means it's not quite reaching the ground yet. If you do have a report out in those areas, certainly feel free to let me know. We are looking at a weather impact alert day. Here's what we got, folks. Snow coming into the area overnight. Slippery roads. I expect travel is only going to deteriorate as we go after midnight. Now, I'm going to say it this way. Schools may be impacted as far as delays. Here's the reason why I phrase it that way. Of course, we have no way of predicting how schools are going to react. We can predict the weather, but as a parent here, I want to know, and I want that early heads up when my kids may have school off, just because you have to plan what they're going to be doing through the course of the day, maybe your own commutes, childcare. So heads up. Have an alternate plan for tomorrow if the schools are impacted. Now, roadways are already starting to deteriorate, especially west of I-75. Kind of gave you that window between 6 to 8 p.m. where travel is still going to be just fine. We're now getting to that window now that we're after 8 p.m. that I'm going to give you the caution for travel. You could still make your way out. Just please do so cautiously. I'm looking at snow that's already coming down, wet to icy roads to snow-covered roads that are going to be possible. Hey, look at this. YouTube page is just kind of blowing up right now. I love having everybody here on the WTOL 11 YouTube page. Once again, Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers here. If you have some comments, if you want to share this, please go ahead and do that and get that information out. And also, if you're tuning in on WTOL 11 Plus, you are winning tonight. A free download where you'll be able to watch this WTOL 11 programming. All right, back into it right now. Poor travel, as I said, 8 to 9 to 10, more so close to midnight is when things are going to kind of start to deteriorate. And I'll tell you, after midnight, that's when I think the worst of the travel is going to be. And that's going to extend all the way through 2, 3, 4 a.m., even to about daybreak. Now, the snow may begin to lighten up 6 to 7 a.m. Yeah, 6 to 7 a.m. Snow lightens up across the area, but still slippery travel going to be possible as we go through the morning hours because it takes road crews some time to clean the roads up. Once we get after about 8 a.m., caution again. I think conditions will improve even with some sunshine that's going to begin to make its way out. All right, keep it coming, everybody. We're nearing 500 people now watching on our YouTube live stream. Hey, we're going to have a little fun with this. We're going to dive into some of the science behind why it's happening right now, why we're getting hit with winter weather, and also I'm going to let you know how much snow to expect. Will the kids have any delays tomorrow? I suspect it's going to happen. And here's the thing. You're going to want to tune in to WTOL 11 because we are the only station in town that has the exclusive school delay hotspot map. You will visually see what districts are delaying, when they close. It is information and technology that you're only going to see on WTOL 11. Even with the snow ending into the morning hours, I suspect we're going to have some travel issues because sidewalks, buses, roadways, they're going to be snow covered, 2, 3, even up to 4 inches of snow that's going to be falling. We're going to get delays. I can tell you that. We may even get some school closings that may show up. All right, so a little bit of tongue-in-cheek on this. I'm going to tell you the whole entire state of Ohio is going to be experiencing winter weather. So school impacts, they're going to be possible. We see delays not only here in Northwest Ohio. This is kind of one of those rare winter-type systems that impacts the entire state. In fact, all 88 counties in Ohio are now under a winter weather advisory. No winter storm warnings. This is not expected to be a major storm, but it's the timing of this storm 2 to 5 inches of snow across the state of Ohio, timed from now to about daybreak or mid-morning on Tuesday. Will give the most opportune time for tricky travel and areas that could see delayed travel. So here's what we're going to be looking at: weather impact when the time of snow arrives. It's already here across parts of northwest Ohio, creeping east of I-75. That snowfall rate expected to tick up a little bit between now and 11 p.m. So here's the timing of it. Snow does increase in its coverage through 11 p.m. Then as we head past midnight, yeah, it's still snowing pretty steadily. Midnight to 1 to 2 a.m. We're going to have now several hours of snow that will be occurring. Accumulations will begin to mount, still snowing through 3 to 5 a.m. Now, as we get toward daybreak, here's 6 a.m. It may be done snowing in many areas west of I-75 and almost certainly done snowing across southern Michigan. Areas to the south and to the east of I-75, that's where we may get our higher totals. It is still expected to be snowing east of I-75 through 7 to 8 a.m. Once we get after about 8 to 8:30, that snow does taper off. So that's the timing, and I'll circle back to that. But here's the snowfall amounts. Again, I'll be crystal clear with you. This is not going to be the biggest snowstorm that we've ever had in northwest Ohio and southern Michigan. I can promise you that. It's the timing of this snow happening now through daybreak. 1 to 3 inches of snow, southern Michigan, and I'll be honest, you're probably closer to the 1 to 2 inches in southern Michigan. Toledo Metro, 2 to 3 inches down toward the Maumee River, and if you're south of Route 6, over toward 224 and Route 30, that's where we could get 2 to 4 inches of snow. And I've kind of outlined that area. I'll accentuate this. See this dotted line right here? Those are some areas that I feel within that dotted line, we may be seeing some mesoscale banding of this snow that could occur. So there will be a few isolated spots that I suspect could get over 4 inches of snow in the next 12 hours in those areas. Putnam County, Hancock County, northern parts of Wyandotte and Crawford County, Seneca County, perhaps southeastern Sandusky County, and over toward Huron and southern Erie County. So again, it's an area that we could see enhanced snowfall totals that may get us to about 4 inches of snow or more. Let me put the numbers out there as well. This is the latest hour-by-hour forecast. Data's been fluctuating a little bit. Again, told you 1 to 2 inches across southern Michigan. Do not be disappointed or feel left down out about that. You're going to be on the lower end of this system. I still think we're going to get closer to about 2 inches in the Toledo Metro. And then it's south of Route 6 that we get that 2 to 4 inches. And you'll notice a few spots like Upper Sandusky now indicating you could be the area that gets up to 4 inches of snow. So these are the numbers. Is it a ton of snow? It's a fluffy snow. We're not expecting a major snow event, but it's the timing of it that's going to create some slippery travel. How about this, though? We've already had now 5.5 inches of snow through the month of November. We compare that to what we've seen the last 5 Novembers combined. We equal that total here in Toledo just this November over the 5 years combined. So yes, it's been a snowy start to winter. Let's highlight again what's going to be going on here. Let's get a little closer in. Let's talk the science behind this, because this is a winter system that's going to stay all on the colder side of the system. Here again, Doppler radar indicating that temperatures are well below freezing. We're now 26 in Toledo, 25 in Adrian. Notice lighter snow up there, southern Michigan, steadier snow, Bowling Green down toward Findlay, even back toward Ottawa, not being depicted by radar there, but I promise you that is falling there. Now starting to move east of I-75. Now, I know I mentioned it, and you're going to want to see this. What a thing of beauty. The exclusive school delay hotspot map here for northwest Ohio and southern Michigan. Now, as of 8 p.m. on Monday night, we don't have any school delays or closures. Schools are not going to be calling this one early like they can when we get bigger winter storms. Superintendent's going to be busy. I give them so much credit for what they have to do. They get up early, they trudge through the snow and the ice to make sure roads are in appropriate condition for kids to get to school. If they can't, they make that call for a delay or a closure. We will be able to track that right here where the delays and closures are in near real time as those delays and closures come in. So it is that a school delay hotspot map that we're going to utilize through the course of the morning hours. And again, this is all in the form of snow, and we'll put this in motion, and I'm going to widen it back out because we've got some areas. Remember I said that mesoscale banding that's occurring? These are the pockets of snow coming out of northern and central Indiana. They're going to line up right in this area along the 224 corridor. So if you're from Ottawa to Findlay to Tiffin, anywhere in that vicinity, New Regal, Mount Blanchard, Van Loo, Macomb, any of these areas, I want you to be on alert because you could be toward the higher end of the snowfall totals as some of this banding does come into Northwest Ohio. Going to get some pretty good snowfall rates as well toward the I-71 corridor. That's going to even include Columbus, 2, 3, 4 inches of snow that's going to be possible out there toward Columbus. So we're going to keep a close eye on road conditions because I do think that they are going to deteriorate and turn slippery fairly quickly as we do go into the evening hours. So be advised, travel is going to be impacted as we go through the overnight hours tonight. We'll be able to monitor all local school districts as well, indicating where we may be getting some of those delays. Our Big 11, we'll keep close eyes on that as well. So weather impacts going forward. Steady snow is going to be working into the area. I do expect that snow is going to be staying steady as we go through midnight, so be prepared for travel delays that will be showing up and slow travel that will be out there. For most, it's going to be 1 to 3 inches of snow that will be falling southern Michigan into the Toledo metro, 2 to 4 inches south of Toledo. Shovel's going to be needed. It'll be a lighter, fluffy snow, and extra travel time is also going to be needed as we go into Tuesday morning. So how do things look then the next couple of days? Slippery, icy, snow-covered roads in the morning. There'll be some travel delays, travel issues. We've got that alert out there for the morning hours. Any snow ends fairly quickly. It should be out of the picture by the time we get toward daybreak for most areas, and quickly exiting the area as we go through the mid-morning hours and moving off to the east. Mostly cloudy, cold day on Wednesday, but it gets downright bitter and frigid cold for Thursday and into Friday. Now, I know if you've lived in Northwest Ohio and Southern Michigan, you think, all right, well, it is December, we're into the colder months, but this is going to feel more like the middle of January, a harsh chill, and I think the low Friday morning could get close to 0 in some areas. It will be downright bitterly cold. All right, so how about a live picture? This is what's going on over downtown Toledo. Isn't that a beautiful landscape? Summit Street decorated in the holiday and Christmas decorations. We're looking at the latest snow that's coming into the area, and it will continue to pick up as we go through the evening. I mentioned the Arctic air that's going to be following. That's going to be coming in Thursday night, and into Friday. And unfortunately, it's going to bring some of the coldest weather of the season into the area, so be prepared for that. Tonight, steadier snow that's going to be unfolding. We're going to be well below freezing. 22 degrees is the overnight low. Highs tomorrow, not even going to make it above freezing. We'll be dry much of the day as snow tapers off toward daybreak, but still, slippery, icy travel will be possible Tuesday morning as we go through that morning drive. Our 10-day forecast, I got an alert day out there for Tuesday morning. That snow will end very early in the morning. Afternoon's going to be dry. Some sun's going to break out, so we'll allow that alert to expire as we go through noon on Tuesday. Low 30s Wednesday, and look at how cold it turns for Thursday and Friday. There's that low Friday morning. 3 degrees. Not kidding on that. It is going to be bitterly cold. And then toward the weekend, a few light snow showers Saturday just gets reinforced that cold front. Get hit over the head again with the Arctic hammer early next week, Monday and Tuesday. Back in the upper 20s, lows in the teens. In fact, that entire 10-day forecast, believe it or not, is at or below the freezing mark. So pretty incredible with that. All right, so we've got some new people that have been joining in. Once again, we are on the WTOL 11 YouTube page, on WTOL 11 Plus as well, a free download. We're going to give a quick run through again, and then I'm going to be breaking down the new data, latest data tonight. You can catch my forecast on WTOL 11 at Fox 36 at 10 p.m., and of course on WTOL 11 at 11 p.m. I will have brand new data on that and also be fine-tuning any of the snowfall forecasts and accumulations moving into the area. Speaking of snow moving into the area, here it is. We've got snow that's arrived for many areas, including south of Toledo, reported down toward Findlay, Defiance, right across Henry County, Wood County, all of the Toledo metro, now starting to pick up toward Fremont, Oak Harbor, and perhaps just get your first snowflakes out toward Port Clinton as well. Upper Sandusky to Tiffin, that's the area, again, 224 corridor that I'm going to be watching for a little banding of snow that could be unfolding as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Sort of lines up as well. You can almost see right here to right here. Those are some of the bands of snow that are going to be moving into northwest Ohio. So be prepared. I think the highest total is going to end up being just south of Toledo. Some of that mesoscale banding that's starting to show up here on radar and satellite picture moves into the southern edge of our viewing area. Mentioned something about this system. Sometimes we can get lower snow totals because warmer air eats into snow totals. It changes it over to some ice or to some rain. That can happen. Not in this system. It will stay with certainty all in the form of snow, and it will be a lighter and fluffier snow that will be unfolding. So slippery travel. Overnight tonight, schools may be impacted, and I expect that conditions will continue to deteriorate. I'm giving you caution now through 11 p.m. to about midnight because roadways wet to icy to snow covered is how that's kind of transition. Once we get after midnight, though, it's certainly going to be cold enough. It have been snowing long enough. I think travel is going to turn poor for a time after midnight through 2 to 4 a.m., continuing through even 6 a.m. So it will be slippery, even trying to get out the door tomorrow towards school and work, so extra caution. And once that sun comes up, the snow ends, maybe ending 6, 7, 8 a.m., depending on where you are, north and west first, south and east last. Once that snow does end, of course, it takes road crews that are going to be working through the night. I can promise you that. It takes them some time to actually get those road conditions nice and cleaned up. So snowy is going to be ending as we go through daybreak, but still slippery travel out there. Sidewalks and driveways going to be very slippery. Some sun peaks out into the afternoon, but still going to be a cold day, close to 30 degrees. And again, I mentioned this. I know it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but this is a storm system that is going to bring possible school delays literally to much of Ohio. Now, it depends on your school district, depends on how much snow falls, but the timing of this snow, while it's not the biggest amount of snow, 2 to as much as 5 inches across the state of Ohio, it all falls between now and about mid-morning on Tuesday. So it times out where it's going to be really tricky to get travel going on Tuesday morning. And again, here's the hour-by-hour forecast. As we go through about 11 o'clock, that snow is going to become steadier across northwest Ohio. Southern Michigan will get a few pockets of steadier snow, but again, you will be on the lighter side of that snow that's going to be possible as we go into the evening hours and overnight hours tonight. Here's what we got by after midnight, 2, 3, 4 a.m. Yeah, it's still snowing. Some steadier pockets of snow, and that is where I know road crews are going to be out there treating the roads, but once the snow kind of comes back over, they'll make them slippery again. Now, I mentioned by daybreak, 6 a.m., snow will be ending for some areas west and north of the Toledo Metro. Still may continue south and to the east. So as that alarm goes off in the morning, you may peek out the window. It may not even be snowing anymore, but you'll see that fresh blanket of snow. And it really depends on how quickly road crews are going to be able to clean those roads up, so you can get to work on time and kids get out the door, hopefully, to school at some point through the course of the day on Tuesday. Total snow, 1 to 3 inches, southern Michigan, and I'll be honest, I think you're going to be on the lighter side of it, 1 to 2 up into southern Michigan. Toledo Metro, 2 to as much as 3 inches of snow, and then south and east of the Toledo Metro, 2 to 4 inches. And I highlighted an area, excuse me, where I think in this area, dotted line here, there's going to be some isolated spots in this pocket here that may get 4 inches or more of snow. All of that going to fall tonight and into Tuesday morning. So winter weather lovers, teachers, kids, if you've been hoping for a snow day, it's at least a possibility, especially in that area where those isolated totals, I'd have much higher confidence could get closer to 4 total inches. Hour-by-hour forecast is with some new data that actually came in while I was doing this broadcast, indicating most areas 1 to 3 inches. Some spots, again, south of the Toledo Metro, Ottawa over 3 inches, Findlay 3 inches, Upper Sandusky. And again, a little shift in this is going to be possible. This isn't exact. It could be really anywhere down here. That could get that 3 to 4 inches or more total. You get the general trend, much lighter up here. Lenawee, Monroe County, even Hillsdale County, 1 to 2 inches at most. Maybe even northern Ohio, extreme northern Ohio, Williams, Fulton, where you guys had plenty of snow this past weekend, don't get me wrong. 1 to 2 inches of snow. I still think we'll get closer to 2 inches here in the Toledo Metro, and the higher totals going to end up being south of the Toledo Metro. We've already had November snow that's reached 5.5 inches. We get more now into the first day of December, where that snow is going to be continuing. Again, back here close to home, we're expecting that snow to continue to pick up. Delays to schools, and again, that exclusive school delay hotspot map. We don't have any delays now. This is not going to be one of those nights where the school districts call those delays in earlier. We're expecting that it's going to be something that's the call's going to be made in the morning. And meteorologist Ryan Weekman and meteorologist Kaylee Bowers are going to be live on WTOL 11 with that exclusive school delay hotspot map. Only place you're going to see it on WTOL 11, starting first thing in the morning. So that alert day, steadier snow overnight tonight, 1 to 3 inches to the north, 2 to 4 to the south. Extra time for travel, and make sure those snow shovels are ready to go. And I mentioned it too. It gets bitterly cold late week Thursday and into Friday. Highs are going to be back into the lower 20s, and it is going to be something that is going to be very bone chilling as we get into the end of the work week. So there it is. We're going to feel it. Very cold weather out there toward the end of the week, Thursday and into Friday. Tonight, some steadier snow, slippery travel, lows back in the lower 20s, and my forecast into Tuesday doesn't get out of the 20s. We'll get close to 30 by the late afternoon, and our 10-day forecast keeps the entire 10-day forecast at or below freezing here in Northwest Ohio and Southern Michigan. All right, folks, certainly hope you had fun. Give you a little bit of a deeper dive into what we're expecting tonight. We're all going to get snow, 1 to 3 inches to the north, 2 to 4 inches to the south. I expect it all falls tonight. Not the biggest snow event, but impacts to travel overnight tonight and perhaps even into schools as we get into the morning hours. Biggest thing, it is going to be the impacts to travel, especially as we head after midnight. I'm expecting roads are going to be turning slippery very quickly. And once we go through midnight and into about 2, 4, 6 a.m., very dicey travel will be possible on untreated road surfaces. Boy, I really appreciate having everybody along on WTOL 11 Plus. Once again, a free download. And here on the WTOL 11 YouTube page, my name is Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers here with WTOL 11. Certainly hope this was informative. I will have the latest data that will be live on WTOL 11 at 11 tonight, and also catch a sneak peek on WTOL 11 on Fox 36 coming up at 10 o'clock. All right, everybody, if you're going to be traveling, stay safe out there. And yeah, winter is here. You're going to feel it with the snow tonight and the cold that's going to show up in my 10-day forecast. Have a great night, everybody.